In 7 Canadian small businesses is now at risk of closing. Again, the dangers behind small business shutdown. And medium to semi-large businesses that have anywhere from 8 to 25 employees. That is, I guess, in my opinion, the highest risk business to shut down. Anywhere from 8 to 25 employees. But hold up, you're well, that's only 8 people, Mike. But 1 in 7 of those businesses close across the country. You're looking at mass layoffs. But hold up, I'm just assuming it's anywhere from 3 to 25 employees. That's just what we don't even know if it's affecting the medium to high private sector business, right? Now, we've discussed public sector versus private sector. Now, what's going to happen going forward is the government doesn't care too much anymore. These businesses close. Oh well, COVID came and it was bad timing and it was bad business, and business is business, and you go into business to take a loss. That's what the government, that's what people are going to tell people. Well, it happened, and you know what? But how is the public sector or government jobs going to keep afloat? They're just going to print money. They're going to keep printing money. They're going to keep increasing the deficit. Governments are spending more than what they're taking in, by far. And how are they going to do this? How can they do this without the middle class? Well, I think Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK have completely, and Western United States, from Washington State to the bottom of California and New York State and Illinois, have all written off the middle class and are now just printing money and paying debts off with more debt and just accumulating more headaches for the next generation. Not only the next generation, but the next administration that needs to go in and find a way to clean this up. So 1 in 7 Canadian small businesses is now at risk of closing. This is a big deal. This is from today's date. Midpoint of CFIB estimates is 14% of firms going under. Alberta is at high risk, could lose 1 in 5 small businesses. So this is it. Even as provinces move forward with phased reopening plans, 14% of Canadian small businesses are at risk of permanently closing, according to a new report. So that's 14% right there. About 1 in 7 small and medium-sized companies surveyed at the end of June by the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses said they are at least somewhat considering bankruptcy or winding down operation as a result of COVID. That would represent about 158,000 businesses in addition to the ones that have already closed, CFIB said. So here it is. The COVID thing's front and center here in the news. It's all over, but there's no cases in China with 1.7 or 1.8 billion people. There's a lot of countries that just don't have any cases, period, and they never did. So, or they had to show something so they don't look like they're outside of the picture. But this is a very interesting thing that happened, and it's a very interesting way of crushing the only lifeline that the federal government has to collect on taxes. So what are they going to do? Well, they've been raising property taxes on homeowners. Now it's the war against homeowners now. The war is going against homeowners. Recent indicators suggest Canada is recovering, but economists warn the country is still headed for a long and painful climb out of the deepest downturn since the Great Depression. The CFIB said its results may be conservative, since its member businesses are usually more established and therefore more resilient. Small businesses are big players in our economy, so minimizing businesses' losses is critical to recovery. Right now, both government support and consumer behavior are critical to transitioning back to conditions that allow businesses to survive and thrive, says Laura Jones, CFIB Executive Vice President, wrote in the report. Business closures could range between 55,000 and the low end and 218,000 at the high end. So let's be conservative and say 110,000, okay? Let's just get meet around the middle. Depending on how the recovery goes, the industry group said. Geographically, businesses in Alberta face the highest risk of going under at 19%. The province has suffered a double whammy hit from the pandemic and drop in oil prices. But Alberta didn't have the housing crisis where prices were basically 80% of the average income. The average, not the minimum wage, average income earners were paying 70 to 80% of their income just to pay for shelter. Then they have to get 11 roommates in a one bedroom to just make it. The art of recreation and recreation and hospitality sectors could see the most significant impact, with 30% to 27% at risk of closing, as those industries have been shut down for an extended period and have strict measures in place due to the nature of their work. So now, how are they going to do this? Are we going to see propped businesses? Like, I remember a few years ago back in Gastown, down in downtown Waterfront, where the tourist area is in Vancouver, a lot of business were getting, like, some sort of funding to keep their business open so the downtown area for tourists doesn't look all boarded up. With taxpayers' money, of course. So, this mismanagement of government funds, the mismanagement of... It's going to have to find a way. They're going to have to find some sort of... It's not going to... Printing off money and paying off debt isn't going to work. Right? Printing off money and creating this bubble isn't going to work, isn't going to fly. And the federal governments are so debt binged on bringing in more foreign investors with more money to help basically fund this or keep this going. Right? Canada has written off the middle class, so has Australia and New Zealand, around 2010. Right? Foreign money is where, and construction is one of the key. Somebody asked me, what do you mean by construction is the underlying keys to our GDP? Well, construction during COVID was considered essential business, but the average Canadian can't afford to get into a house. Why would they keep building homes for? Well, because of money coming in, and that they can't stop. Look forward to reading your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a business owner? I'm a business owner. I'm actually doing okay. I didn't apply for that small business loan grant thingy, whatever they had going on. I didn't need it. My accountant was saying, you do qualify for it. You could get it, and you were closed pretty much 10 weeks straight. You know what? I'm okay. Maybe other businesses might need it more than I do. I'm okay. Why? Because I own all my stock. It's insured. I got security. I'm not worried. You know what I'm saying? But I do worry for a lot of the mom and pops businesses that have worked and bent over backwards in keeping their businesses streamlined, paying their bills, contributing to the infrastructure, and paying their taxes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Look forward to reading. Don't forget to set your reminders tonight for trends in the housing market. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know.